Great. Thanks a lot, Michael. So, to close our commencement then, I will now turn to Frederick Siem from Norwegian Red Cross. He, of course, has been one of the key partners for this entire initiative. Fred, you've now listened to the presentations of some of the case studies. You've heard different voices from the course, including those of the team leaders and participants. So we'd like to, we'd welcome your parting thoughts and closing words to bring this commencement to an end.
Okay, thanks, Reda. Well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The world seems to be a more dangerous place. Just scanning your Facebook and Twitters and tuning into the news channels, all you see is just more and more polarized messages. New parties are in power, new trends are emerging. And something that we used to love is out of fashion, but also something we considered as taboo and always been taboo looks like it's becoming a norm. Here I'm referring to the respect that is accorded to those that are trying to help others. But even in all that, I mean, one constant I think that people can still rely on is the ambulance. It's the EMTs, the paramedics, the nurses, the first aiders. I mean, that's something that's, I think, regardless of the situation, regardless of the politics, whether it's peacetime or violence or conflict, that is something that you will find wherever there, well, actually wherever there are emergency health resources, they will be operating. Even some few places maybe are such situations that it's so dangerous for the EMS to access them, and these are really the places that, for me at least, I keep them in my mind, because I can't imagine the desperation when not even the emergency first aiders can reach. And that's why I think we can't allow the threats and attacks against the EMS and paramedics to become a norm, and documenting the cases, like the cases you have all developed of attacks against EMS personnel, and the consequences of this violence, not just on you as responders, but also on the patient, on your access, and therefore also on potential future patients if your access is threatened because of the attacks and the threats. Documenting these cases will help us to keep it as a taboo and not allow it to become a norm. I think one other point that I had is we have to be careful not to rely on the moral high ground of being carers, of being helpers, because in my work, sometimes I'm asking my operational colleagues, so why must healthcare services be protected? And they point, to the Red Cross on their chest or something, and say, like, because we are the Red Cross. And it's not really because of the symbols or because of the siren and uniforms that people have to obey. It's because, I mean, it's not about me as a Red Cross or EMS provider. It's because that symbol and the siren and the uniform, they represent the victim's right to emergency health. And I think one other sort of very general principle of good practice is just our behavior, our response, our impartiality, our basically own respect for our uniform, for the siren, or for the symbol, whatever it may be, is really what is going to end up keeping us safe in that regard. So that's it, and then thank you for those of you who mentioned the Community of Action for Ambulance and Pre-Hospital Services in Risk Situations. So this is a network of practitioners seeking to do precisely what we're all seeking to do, which is safeguarding EMS operations and access to those in need. We currently have a digital platform, like as was mentioned. There are relevant tools there, including case studies and good practices from the ambulance exercises. And with your permission, you will also have your case studies as well. It has members that you can exchange with. please join it. You can maybe Reda, you can write in the chat now for everyone my email. It's Frederick .cm at redcross.no. You just have to write to me, and I sort of forward a request for you and send you a step-by-step way of actually getting into this group, which is unfortunately not super user-friendly. Thank you, Reda. And yeah, finally, just thank you to all of you for the exchange over the past few weeks, and congrats for completing the exercise. It's been incredibly inspiring to follow this this journey with you and read the cases. I haven't read them all, but I've had a chance to at least comment on a few. I hope you're able to take some of these reflections with you in your work. And yeah, stay safe. Thank you.